Happy Tuesday. Welcome back, man. Welcome back again. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for tuning back again, to the morning inside of it and Nicardo Media House. Bless upon yourself. It's Tuesday morning, man. We're already, looking forward for that game, the big game coming up on Thursday, and you could say probably it's less than 48 hours, before Inter Miami travel down from Miami to Kingston, Jamaica to play that big game. So Nicardo Media House, the morning insider, will always looking forward to, the build up. And guess what? Tuesday, we have Wednesday, and we have Thursday. So we have 3 days, we're looking forward. And I'm going to get into some video clips of what happened, in the past. In the past game, look, Javier Mascherano, also said his piece, and the game also of traveling to Kingston, Busquets have said his piece as well on the Cavalier team. And also, a player that been surfacing around about, his allegiance, his switch, is it, his dual station, Ian Fray, the right back for Inter Miami. He also talk and his Jamaican roots and all about, there was a question sent out to him, is it, you reach out, some type of, is it that you're ready to play for the Reggae Boyz, you understand? But, that's not coming up. And also, JPL 5, the 2 Monday night game that played yesterday over there in the concrete jungle of Arnett Garden. Arnett Garden, played Racing, Montego Bay, play Chapelton Maroon. So the 2 newly promoted team in action and Monday night. So we're going to get into that as well. And after this break, we will jump right into it.
מנסה עם כל הכוח להוביל פה במשחק הזה. הפועל חיפה, הנה, איסט שער! איזה שער! איסט בא אלינו מהמזרח ומהמערב ביחד ויוצר כאן שער יוצא מן הכלל, 4-3 להפועל חיפה.
Yes, look, the game, the first game of the doubleheader in Arnett Garden, Montego Bay, beat Chapelton Maroon 1-0, Vasselerena's first game in charge of Chapelton Maroon. And, look, you will say it goes as to plan, the results that many people expect to go, Mobi to walk away with full 3 points. And you will say, look, this is the third manager is coaching, the Chapelton Maroon team. It started out with O'Neal Bigger Thompson, Jeremy Douglas, and now it's Vasselerena's. And out of the two you will say the 2 last managers, Vasselerena's and also Jeremy Douglas have started out their tenure at Chapelton Maroon with a loss. Jeremy Douglas have lost that Clarendon derby versus Veer, and now Vasserena have lost that game yesterday, his first game in charge versus Montego Bay. But what happened in the game, look, it wasn't the most pleasant game, it was an okay game. Mobi control vast majority of the possession, they have created the better opportunity, but that lone goal of the game, by Chanel Shoppy Thomas, it's a very, very good goal. That ball, that is a snapshot. The keeper didn't even ready for that shot as yet. That's a sign of a good striker. A snapshot outside of the 18-yard box. He struck that ball like 20 yards, away from the goal, and it's it's a ball that hit very hard, but it just well placed in the bottom right corner of the goalkeeper. But you have to say, I'm very disappointed of what I'm seeing in this newly mobile team under Paul Teagat Davis. And look, they're struggling to get goals. You could say, he's yet to have, his talisman, after the season so far, Brian Brown, picked up an injury, I think it's a month ago now, but he said he's coming back half injury, probably a week and a half from now. But I'm disappointed in how Mobi is playing. What we saw under Rodolfo Zapata, it's a team that with the handbrake down, a team that, is giving the freedom, something like what a big Angie is doing with with Tottenham Hotspur. Everyone has a license, the freedom to go forward in a freely attacking team. Everyone just expressing their own desire on the pitch. Now this team seems like it's under coordination, it's under more instruction. It's a well balanced team. Yes, the team is okay, but I think it's just too balanced for me. If you ask me, I just think Teagat Davis and how he's setting up, he's probably playing a little bit too safe. Yeah, he's playing a little bit too safe, you know. And also Teagat Davis have talked about that as well in his post-game show. And listen to what Paul Teagat Davis has to say in his post-game.
You got that win. It was narrow, but I think for the most part, the team would have controlled the game well.
Yeah, you know, I think we spoke in the week, said, listen, you can score one goal in the first half and before you monitor the game, you know, and that we did well tonight. We should have scored more. As I said before, you know, we're playing a team that is facing relegation, that they're not going to come lying down, you know, so I think they made it a little bit hard for us in certain part of the game, but I think we won the game from the first half.
You know, so yeah, you could hear, you know, Paul Teagat Davis talking about, you know, the balance of the team, but I just think it's way too balanced for me. I just think that with the likes of, you know, Jean Claudia Ferreira, Owen Garden, you know, Choppy, you know, and Jordan Fletcher, you know, these players need to be played with a lot more freedom. But, you know, two big name out, you know, as I said, Brian Ramadan out, you know, Maestro Demara Phillips out as well, look to coming back in a couple of weeks from now. But you know, it was the middle was okay. Jean was actually, you know, being that conductor in the midfield. But I just think, man, you know, just let these players play a little bit more freedom. But this can be the downfall, and maybe this can be the uprising of, you know, Montego Bay to win their 5th Premier League title, you know, coming in a couple of months from now. But I just think that Teagat Davis, I think it's too balanced, where the team is looking a little bit more defensive rather than a little bit more attacking. And Chapatan Maroon, I just think that, look, I don't know what is going on with Chapatan Maroon. I think this team looked a little bit more better, and that, you know, only bigger times than Terry Johnson in the start of the season, even though he won, you know, his first game. As I said earlier, you know, those two managers have lost their first game, but bigger times they didn't get the best of result. But guess what? He managed to get the team, you know, rolling. You could see what bigger times was trying to do. But under Jermaine Douglas, and I know Vasserena's, you know, his first game. Let's see what's going to happen under Vasserena's. But under Douglas, the team looked a little bit shut of themselves, you know, but they just think they need a leader that's going to progress the football, you know. And Demar Deacon, the man that who scored 3 goals after the season far, was that player. Then is not that player anymore. I don't know what is going on with Demar Deacon, but the next game, you know, Arnett Garden versus Racing, you know, another game that, look, I'm disappointed as a Junglist fan. You know, I'm disappointed. I don't know, man. I'm confused about, you know, Xavier Gilbert. I'm confused. When he was away the other day in Peru, the team looked a little bit more better. The team looked a little bit more prolific in the final third. The team played more attacking. The team played with a lot more intensity and a lot more speed going forward. No, the team looked the team looked too slow. It looked lackluster. You know, players confused. Players are playing out of position. You know, and every time is it like, you know, Fabian Reed and Warner Brown start together, it's always this unbalance up in the final third. Yes, you know, both players with combined with, you know, with a goal with Fabian assist. You know, Warner Brown, I think that was the first goal of the game. But I just think the whole balance of the team, from the defensive go all the way, you know, to the attacking players, Xavier Gilbert is yet to get the best out of this Arnett Garden team. And if you look at the last couple of years, even when Teagat Davis was with these players, a lot of these players, the team seems like it's not making that progress that it should be making over the years, from, you know, from Teagat Davis tenure under Eric. No, you know, it's Xavier Gilbert. I don't know, man, but if this Arnett team, you know, me as an Arnett Garden fan, if this Arnett Garden team go on to win their 6th Premier League title this season, it will be probably a little bit shocking for me, because this Arnett team, it's have no guts, it's have no stamina, it's have no fighting, that championship spirit. I mean, you know, Fabian Davis, as much as he's going up in his age, you know, he's on his wrong side of his career now, more of a decline. He have that spirit in him, but the younger players, I just don't think that it's coming from the leadership, from the coaching staff, and then down to the players. If you look back on that Jerome Wade team, that won the Premier League, beating Portmore in that final 2016-2017 season, under O'Neill Bigger Thompson. That team have a lot more championship spirit about them, that leadership, and they know about how to get this job done in the JPL playoff. But again, it's Arnett Garden, and when it goes to the playoff, anything can happen. But what I'm seeing now, I'm a little bit worried going into the playoff, but I mean, look, Arnett Garden face, Chapelton Maroon, Chapelton Maroon Racing, they have faced this team at Arnett Garden at home, and they conceded goals. Arnett Garden have only kept 4 clean sheets at home. So these things are a little bit worried. But when you look at the racing team, you look at this racing team, they look more structured, they look more organized. This team look more on a roll. They unbeaten run continue. They just unlucky, not to walk away with full 3 points. It was a mistake at the back, from the captain Markovich Brown, to let Shay, score that goal, Shay Smith, so Arnett Garden was lucky to get back in that game to manage to grab a point. But if you ask me, Arnett Garden should have gone on to lose that game. I think Racing, the way how they play, they structure their gameplay, the way how they overlap, the way how they try to clogged up the midfield, where Arnett just continued to play through the middle, and it was this block in the midfield from Racing. So they have done everything. Look, Anthony Patrick, Paul Walker have been doing a really stellar job, and they're right there in 7th position, tie up with Waterhouse. They understand, and they're looking to push on from here. But I mean, let's see what's going to happen. But I'm expecting Racing to jump over Waterhouse at some point in this season. They are more inconsistent, while Racing is more consistent. But that's it for JPL 5. We're going to jump into the other stuff right after this. Yes, a few players, Ian Fray have talked about, his Jamaican heritage, talk about coming back home to Jamaica, to play, versus Cavalier. Sergio Busquets has his piece to say, Javier Mascherano has his piece to say.
You're from Jamaica, your family's from Jamaica. First of all, how did you feel the other night playing against a Jamaican team?
Yeah.
And do you have any desires of playing for the Reggae Boyz, like your sister playing for the women's team?
They were a good side. They showed a lot of heart. Young group of guys too, which was good to see coming out of Jamaica. And it was also nice to see some Jamaican flags and supporters here. It was definitely good to see that because my dad is from there. What was your second question? Sorry.
How do you feel? Do you have any desires to play for the Reggae Boyz, similarly to your sister playing?
Yeah. So I have dual citizenship for the U.S. and Jamaica. So I'm just keeping my options open right now. I'm more focused on just coming back, staying healthy, and getting my starting spot here at the club.
Is his family going to travel? What's the situation?
Yeah, so like I said, my dad's side of the family, majority of them live over there, so my grandma will be there, a bunch of his everything will be there. So it'll be exciting.
Hey, in some games, we believe that there is a need to continue to encourage them to be done in this way. Today, clearly, what we were trying to do was to adjust, especially the positioning when it comes to attack, which was what allowed us to do that. When you attack badly, you defend badly because you do not attack well positioned. And in the loss, they catch you disorganized. And I think that's a lot of what happened in the first half. That is, we attacked badly. We were not organized. We were losing the ball in places where we should not lose it. And the transitions were hurting us a lot. I think in the second half, that if I gave the first 5 minutes, it cost us. And then we settled in much better. And that made that we suffer much less from transitions. We have a tough game Thursday. Will be difficult in Jamaica. So we have to be ready. It's not easy. We are playing every 3-4 days. We are tired. The squad is not too long. We have some injuries, but we keep going forward.
Well, yes, it's clear that we were not 0-0. We could even have gone losing. And no, the goal disallowed at the end, but well, we were not comfortable. We lacked a little precision when playing to be better positioned to avoid counterattacking that could hurt us, and it cost us, right? So in the second half, we were a little better, hence we scored 2 goals, and well, with the result for not conceding goals, that in a tie where the away goals counts, double is import and not nothing to think about on Sunday.
As I said before, especially in the cons, which from there then on, it was possible to come a little higher, but nothing more.
Yeah, so, you can hear, what Javier Mascherano has to say, about it's going to be a tough job, and it's going to be a tough game in Kingston versus Cavalier. You hear Sergio Busquets talk about how Cavalier was very good on the counter attack, and how, they try to pick them, and, how they have to come back into the second half and manage to grab 2 goals. But, I mean, look, Cavalier, the tie is not done. We need to still believe that there's an upset on the card that still can happen. But, again, I'm just going to say this, man, the Lionel Messi issue. You can hear, Javier Mascherano speak now on the Lionel Messi issue.
What is the plan for Messi on even next week on Thursdays?
Day by day.
Day by day?
Day by day.
Okay.
So Javier Mascherano have said his piece on the Lionel Messi issue, and let me just say this, for him, miss that last game at home versus Charlotte, manage, the overload. They said that they managing Lionel Messi. Let me just say this, so if you go back to the Kansas game until now, Inter Miami have been playing every 3 to 4 days, and if you look at it, Cavalier game, the game that they just played on Sunday, the Cavalier game will come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's 4 days, and they have to travel in between that. And also, that's the 13, and then they will play Atalanta on an AstroTurf. And I remember even when Lionel Messi first season, for them to travel to Atlanta and play on an AstroTurf, a team that knocked them out after last MLS Cup, it's an issue, and it's always a problem for European players to play on an AstroTurf. So with Cavalier, play Cavalier on Thursday, then play in the MLS on the weekend as well, away to Atalanta, and that's on an AstroTurf. And guess what? Argentina next couple of games will also be away in Colombia and also in Buenos Aires, the Clásico of South American football, one of the greatest rivalry in world football versus Brazil. So Messi is also looking over his shoulder. He don't want to miss those games, so if you go back to what happened even on the weekend in Brazil of Neymar not playing against Corinthians, just by feeling some discomfort. Yes, let me just say this. Neymar want to be back for the seleção, the Brazilian national team. His eyes are on that because Brazil is struggling, currently in the qualifiers. They have Colombia. If they beat Colombia, they will jump ahead of Colombia, and after that they will have to travel away to play Argentina in Buenos Aires. So there is a negotiation with Neymar and his management team. Also, the coaching staff for the national team, so, and the coaching staff for Santos. So, Neymar have like around 9 days to prepare for that big game in Brazil versus Colombia. And it's the same thing with Lionel Messi. So, I can understand, Lionel Messi, I just have this thing that Lionel Messi will travel to Jamaica. But I don't think if he's in the same condition, he will find himself on the bench. But that will be more than 100% for the local fans back home in Jamaica. And you can hear what Javier Mascherano said. It's day by day. It's day by day with the recovery of Lionel Messi. So they really, looking to manage overload because what player 37, 38 now, is managed. Look, something is there with Lionel Messi where there's a fatigue. Something is there that they're really covering up. It just can't be that bad. But again, you have to look at it. Even the build up of the Copa America, Inter Miami try to manage his workload for him to go into that tournament as well. So it's the same thing now. Argentina have two crucial games that's coming up that Lionel Messi is also wanted to play. Don't want to miss those games. So with the problem that he's having at this moment, he's just sitting out buying his time. And guess what? The fixtures has been a little bit good for Miami because their last 5 games that they played, it's 4 of those games come at home. They play Cavalier, they play Charlotte, they play NYFC, and they played Kansas City, so they have played out of the last 5, they have played 4 at home. So now they on the travel, in their next 2 games, away in Kingston and away in Atalanta, and then Lionel Messi will have to travel in a day from then to travel to Argentina to meet up with the selection and travel to Uruguay. So it's a lot of travel on his body, and the time zone, the time change with South American time, the altitude and all of that, so I could understand where Inter Miami is really managing Messi workload, but I just think that he will definitely be in Jamaica, but it's going to be 50-50 in the scale, because if Javier Mascherano said it will be a tough game in Kingston, he will bring Messi, and what he saw that the Cavalier team can really pick them, and they understand the strength of this Cavalier team, and this Cavalier team will have to change up a few things of how they attack this Miami team, because now everybody play each other. Speed is expecting what to get from Miami. Javier Mascherano is expecting what to get from this Cavalier team. So it's up in the air. It's crucial that the first goal that's scored in this tie will be Cavalier. If Inter Miami go on to score, hasta la vista, that's it. But if Messi starts in the game, it can be anything on the day. But Cavalier has to take the opportunity. But from now, we will move on, and tomorrow, Wednesday, we will continue the discussion about the build-up of the game, because this is one of the greatest game, the greatest club game in Jamaican history that going to play in the national stadium on the competitive scale. So we're looking forward for that, and the build-up will be again tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some news of when the Inter Miami team will travel. We even saw they're talking about the stadium, Major Brown. Listen to this clip also. Major Brown speaking to the media about the surface in Kingston.
Yeah, there's some brown spots, but they won't be around next week Thursday, I can assure you. As you know, this time of the year grass grows very slowly, but we are going to put things in place to ensure that by Thursday there will be no brown spots. That I can assure you.
According to Major Brown, they did their best in getting the field to this stage, including replacing the dried areas with grass.
Quite a few places, that's exactly what we did. We have a nursery, and there were some areas on the east side that were so badly that no grass. So we did do that. But these areas, we feel that the grass can come up. And there's actually grass here that is brown. But the areas that there was no grass, we did do that. We put grass on our nursery and put it there.
On Monday, they will know if the work they have done has passed the test, as the CONCACAF inspection team will be on the island.
They're checking everything. They're checking the changing rooms, checking the lights, checking the field. The team comes in on Monday, and they'll be here doing all the necessary checks to make sure that by Thursday everything will be okay. And we are confident that we'll meet all the requirements.
But yeah, thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House, and I'm out. Salute. Bless up to the fans.